Hello, this video is created to explore different operations and data types in Python. Python is very simple and very easy to learn, and therefore I've chosen Python to actually create a course. You can see here 3 plus 5. If I change the values, 4 plus 5, and just I run the code, so it gives me 9. For subtraction, 7 minus 4, and it will give me, if I change the value, 8 minus 4, it will give me, and I run the code, so it gives 4. Similarly, multiplication 3 into 2 or 3 into 5 gives 15, and 7 divided by 5 gives 1.4. You can see here I have not declared any variable, however I was just doing simple math calculations and it was giving answers. And the answers are also does not require it to be like defined beforehand. It directly produces the answer. For modulus 18, modulus 7, so it gives 4 answer. If I declare it to be 19, so it gives 5. Similarly for division, 68.7 divided by 1.79, it gives this answer. And you can see here it's creating a float value. Python is a great calculator. However, in order to do complex calculation, we have to save values and use variables. In Python, we can create variables just by declaring it. For example, I created this variable BMI equals to 68.7 divided by 1.79 to the power square. So these two multiplication signs declare that 1.79 is to the power 2, and we can get the answer. The BMI has a value. If we write down BMI and run the code, so it has the value 21.444. For the Python has automatically declared the type of its variable when I created it, and it does it because it has an engine that evaluates the type, what type of answer it is getting, and it does it automatically. So this is the answer. We can check the variable type by using the type function. Here the type function, when I pass through this variable BMI through it, it gives me float. Just run the code again. It gives float. Day of the week, again it's a variable, and when I pass through this day of week in the type function as parameter, I get an integer. Here I create this variable x and I store a string in it, body mass index. I create another variable y and I store is higher. And when I create another variable z and add these two variables, what I get, body mass index is higher. So actually what am I getting? You can see here plus operator works very differently in Python. It just adds, if you're passing two variables inside or actually two strings inside two variables and you get to add together, it gives an answer that is the combination, that is actually the sum. Actually that's an add up of both those strings, and here you can see z when passed through print function gets this answer, and that is the sum of x and y, whereas x is body mass index and y is higher. So it just added these two variables and stored that into z, and it created the answer. One more thing, Python variables are case sensitive. So if I declare z here as small and I write down and I pass through capital Z here, it won't give me an answer. Instead it would create an error. You can see here name Z is not defined. So here the variables are case sensitive. When I declare it again, when I pass small Z through this, I again get the answer. So you can see here another example. This is simple an expression passed through within inverted commas I said plus. Now the mathematics function applies to the strings as well. Hey, that needs to be multiplied by 2. It means there is going to be 2 hey, and then plus another hey, that is the third one. And what it outputs, I said hey. So it's very easy and very quick to like learn and apply. Now, in Python, there are functions that converts the data type. For example, the day of week. Earlier, we saw that its data type was an integer. We can convert that into float. When I pass through a day of week into float function, I get this. Now, when I check it again, for example, I add another line here, and I see type of day underscore of underscore week. Okay, this is an integer. However, when I defined the app day of week float, when I see this into type, I just ran the code. Again, I ran the code and I get type as float. So you can see the day of week was originally integer. I converted this into float using this float function and stored the answer in day of week float variable. And I passed this variable into type function and I got this float. See, it's quite simple and fast. I hope now you have a better understanding of Python data types, and if you were doing Python data types for the first time, I hope now you know more about data types. Basic and four data types in Python are float, real numbers, integer, string. These are strings in text, and boolean, true and false, 1 or 0. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.